Hello, fellow crazies. Good morning. Gary Champion, psychic medium. Um, I had some insight this morning. I thought I'd give it to you. You don't have to listen to it, but um, it's not easy to look out at the world and find the things that are not what they should be, other than the obvious ones. Right now, we have a massive confusion, and yeah, I can explain it in a better way. They're showing me. as a as a child, we grow up and we adopt our family's values or somebody's values. We see an actress we like, and we like that thing she does with her hands, so we adapt that. We like the shoes of this girl because they're on YouTube, and somebody quoted, "Oh, look at Kim Kardashian's favorite shoes back out there again," and um, pretty soon we're not what we should be. We've turned into a judgmental person. Judgmental. And you can find it in anybody. I'm sure I've said things, but everything that you see after you develop this persona, this outward shell, is really what it is. It's not really you. It's a shell. It's a program you've adopted. You've cobbled it together, and you like to blame somebody else for why you're crass at parties, but it's just you. And being judgmental is the first thing. And I didn't notice it till this morning. I hadn't been looking at news or anything lately, but lately I've started in the last 6 months. I do Yahoo and AOL and those things just to see what they're. And there's nothing valuable in there. Nothing. Jonah Hill had a fight with this guy, the McLovin guy, and it's what is it, 20 years later or something? And they're still talking about it. He's not. Basically, all these stories are. She's not like me, or he's not like me, and I wouldn't be caught dead in that sweater. Yeah, but they sold 100,000 of them, so somebody must like them. But you've cobbled together a persona or a personality or a shell of who you really are that you show to the world. It's not necessarily who you are, but it's what you show to the world. And there's such a rush to become famous because it's about money. If you've noticed, a lot of those influencers are dying like flies of one thing or another, self-inflicted or something. They're not living very long. In their 20s and they're dead. Are they famous? Oh boy, famous for, let's see, 2 or 3 days maybe. And then the next person who commits suicide's at the top of the heap. The next person that bought a car that wasn't quite what they thought it should be, their fans thought it, or her hair color is not. Jennifer Aniston, what is she doing with her hair? I don't like it. I saw that the other day. Oh, screw you, it's not your hair. And who's the famous one here? Jennifer Aniston. She's had that hair since high school. You don't like it? You're not liking what she's doing with her hair. Yeah, but I don't think you're going to see her respond to that. Because why? Non-judgmental people don't. I kind of picked Jennifer Aniston. I don't know why it popped out of the hat, but I don't see her as a judgmental person. I see her as a live and let live person, which is a very good philosophy, no matter who you are or what age you are. I'm trying to apply that to my life. I see things and I have one, but I can't use it. I have to talk to the person first. But and then you have these crazy Karens ordering fast food in a restaurant, shouting and throwing stuff because she didn't get her milkshake the way she wanted it. She's throwing stuff and pulling stuff off the counter, and no one stops them. Instead of some big burly person standing there and saying, "Get out of here, I'm going to toss you out," and just pick them up and just chucking them out on the concrete, which is what would happen when I was a kid. They wouldn't have been, people weren't that judgmental. People were afraid of being discovered for the assholes they were. They put that asshole stuff, they put it down somewhere and don't let it peek out. And then when it does, it's usually some quiet night, and all of a sudden it just comes out. And people look at, man, I didn't know she was going to say that. So to be somebody else is not a good idea. To pretend to be somebody else is not a good idea. Be your authentic self. That's the winner. But and maybe you are that judgmental person that's always judging. Well, I make a better cake than hers. Hers is dry. It wasn't any good. No one will eat that. Blah, blah, blah. Going on and on about cake. About cake. Of course, hurting that person's feelings because you know she said it because it's going to get back to her because she told her best friend. Doesn't taste quite right. It needs more vanilla. You know, can't you keep that to yourself? And there's that group of people who pull themselves up in the hierarchy of whatever the kingdom has to offer by pulling people down. When you pull somebody down, you fit into that slot. I sort of like the word Karen. You know, it's the one that comes out and yells at you for cutting your neighbor's yard for free because they're too old to do it and they can't afford to pay to have it done. Guy comes up in his truck, pulls his mower out, weed eats the sidewalk, and then begins to mow. And 6 people come over. What are you doing? All that noise, and you're I'm doing this lady a favor. I'm not charging her anything. They call the police. Police come out and say, I can't stop this guy from mowing along. He's been asked to. The lady, I talked to her. She says, sure, she'd love to have her yard mowed. And they go away all grumpy, waiting for the next fight. And when'll that be over? Oh, their garbage can is, we actually got this one. Our garbage can is visible from the road. You know, you look between the houses, and our garbage can stuck out a little bit. You could see the blue sticking out. We got a deal on that. They were going to fine us for it. I don't think so. HOAs have lost their reason. They're not working for me. I don't know who they're working for. Homeowners Association? I don't belong to that. Anyway, judging us for our little, they have rules. But we caught them 2 or 3 years not paying what they should be paying for something. So we gave it back to them. Anyway, judgmental. I don't like her hair. I don't like her clothes. I mean, that purple, that doesn't look good on her. Lavender's her color, and that's the color she. If she'd go with me, I would pick her clothes. I could, as though you know anything, as though anybody cares what you think. If you'll just take this and do that, and then and always blah 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 blah, the long list of shit I get from some people, and see, whose life is this anyway? You're forgetting this is my life. I run it down the road the way I want to. I've always lived free and open, not a liar, but I do like pushing the envelope if I can. But people and I don't think it's so much trying to help you. I think it's trying to help them. Let me tell this person how to live their life, and they'll be better, and I'll be right. People have a right to live their life wrong, even though they think they're doing it right. If you see it as wrong, just keep it to yourself. You think they want to hear that? Oh, it's never too old to be an influencer. The 97-year-old women are on there bitching about something, trying to influence people to do what they want to do instead of maybe what they want to do, since it's their life and their car and their money and their house and their husband and their children. It's their life. But you can't leave it alone. You got to pick at it and pry at it and pull at it and complain about it because it's not what you want. You got to just shut the door on that. No one has the right to even intimate that they know what you should be doing rather than what you're doing. I don't get a lot of that, I must say. I go down the road that I'm designed to go down. I'm built for it. I was born screwed up and couldn't change. Down toward the end, what good would it do anyway? But they picked this job for me. I didn't pick it. It picked me, or the other side picked it because they knew I'd probably do a pretty good job at it once I got a handle on it and began to adjust my thinking and the way I did things. Again, and I've adjusted my whole life, but it's not been for me. It's been for helping people. If it were me, I'd be, watching Matlock. You don't even know who Matlock is. Anyway, Leave It to Beaver. It's that guy. Judgmental. How dare you live like that? A lot of these conflicts between countries are all about that. Well, they're Muslim. They're not Christians. They're Hindu. They're not real people. They're Hindus. You know, you think if you peel away the skin of a Hindu, you get a Muslim? No, they're raised that way. Their family is Hindu. They're raised in the traditions and all the things that go along with that to make life fun. Their family celebrates their holidays. Who are you to say they can't be that? It's just a facade anyway. Most people think that they are whatever it is they believe, and it's just not true. You cobbled it together over a lifetime of living. And now you think this is you, but you could rip all that away and start all over again if you wanted to. And few will do it. I doubt you could find one. If you look for 6 years, you wouldn't find one person that tore his whole life down to nothing, or she, and redid it. And redid it with success. Because you can redo your life. Often you end up worse than what you were before. But I admire that person who tore their life down, started all, moved to a different area, changed their name, remarried or divorced or whatever they did to start all over again because they had what it takes to change their life in a way. They're always improving their life by changing it. That's what they're looking for. Everybody's looking for some peace. Everybody wants a little peace of mind. It was a movie made a long time ago with Gary Cooper, who I was named after, and Walter Brennan and a bunch of other people. And he was looking for a piece of bottom land. So all he wanted was a piece of bottom land because he had the rocks on the top and he couldn't grow anything in it. The money was in the bottom land. And he beat himself up and worked himself to death to get it and almost didn't make it. Goes off in the army and gets 8 medals or something, most distinguished serving, all this stuff. People shaking his hands. He's a hick from Kentucky or Tennessee or wherever he's from. And he gets back home and he wants to ask this girl to marry him because that's it. That's the love of his life. And he just kind of him-hawing around about it. He says, "Come on, let me go show you something." So they go over there and look at it. Well, he says, "Well, that's a nice house, but that's not mine." He says, "Yeah, the state of Tennessee or Kentucky, which I don't know which one it is, bought that house for you. For serving for your country, sacrificing your life, and just being who you are." Interesting story. I don't know if any of it's true, but I like the idea that people can sacrifice everything and end up with something. It's usually not the case. You sacrifice everything, you usually end up at the bottom, or in this case, at the top, trying to farm rocks. Right? But don't be so judgmental. Everybody is different. Everybody has a right to stand in the sunlight out there and put their hands open and just let the sun make them feel warm and good. Everybody has a right to look goofy and stupid, and I do all the time. I don't let it bother me. Why? Because I know another one's coming that I'm going to act silly and goofy in. I can't stop it here. I have a lifetime of doing it, and from now to the end of my life, I'm going to be the same goofy person. Oh, he should have said that. Oh, that's terrible. I'm lucky. I look at some of these YouTube sites and people are saying horrible things about it. It's his side or her side, and they're just hating on her. I'm lucky I've got a YouTube site where people don't. Well, I started it when I first put it up. People kept going there to bitch. It was a bitch channel is what it was. I took it down, I put it back up, same thing happened. Then I discovered that I can hit that little button on the right and delete them forever. They can't come back. I thought, ooh, this is the power of the clicker. power of the mouse. So I started doing that. Now they don't come around. People can get on my site and discuss things openly, and they get support. Other people, there's certain ones, you know who they are if you see them on there all the time. They're always jumping in there with some advice. Uh, well, you know, I had that once, and this is what I did. Maybe it'll help you. If it doesn't, that's okay. But I just thought, you know, I had that issue. Not being judgmental, not being forceful or trying to twist someone's arm into being like them, offering it as advice. I went through that. This is what I did. Maybe it'll help. If it doesn't, I'm sorry, but I thought it might. That's offering support without expecting something. That's it. If you help people, they you're expecting something. Well, here's a quarter. We're human beings. We're supposed to help each other. That's the point of it. If you haven't learned that one, then you're not very far off the ground. Part of life is helping other people. It's not total, but it depends on who you are and what you do as to how much of that is in your life. I used to be all about me. I didn't care anything about anybody. And now all I seem to do is care about other people. I don't seem to put anything toward me at all. And it's a lot more fun. And in return, these people send me little notes on the side trying to help my life. I just love that. I'm trying to help you and you're trying to help me. What's better than that? You get a gold star for figuring that out. Or I do. I haven't got a place to put it. I don't even have any gold stars, but I need to get some. Judgmental is not helping. Judgmental is taking their opinion about what they're doing with their life and putting yours over that. Like you're erasing their whole idea of who they are. That's not helpful. You mess up a road somebody's going down, you might be in trouble. And they're not going to tell you, well, that ruined my life. I'm not going to do that because they're not judgmental. Okay, so much for that. Anyway, try not to judge so harshly because everybody's struggling right now. Everything is a struggle. People are having a hard time. Jobs, money, housing, um, along with all the other crap. Well, I look good in this dress when I go out Friday night. Does it make my butt look big? Ooh, that's a terrible one. That's a terrible one to wrestle with that. Okay. I really like you guys. Thanks a lot for showing up and reading my stuff. And I love the comments. The more comments, the better, because your comments are read by all the other people, and they can see your point. You have a point, or you wouldn't be putting it out there. And it's anonymous. You don't have to put your name up there. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.